Have you ever felt the weight of resentment holding you back, shackled by the chains of anger and hurt? Or perhaps you've yearned for the freedom that forgiveness promises, yet struggled to grasp its power? Today, we embark on a journey together, exploring the transformative force of forgiveness. Imagine this. You're carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones of past grievances. Each step feels like a burden as you trudge through life's path. But what if there was a way to lighten your load, to release those stones and walk freely once again? Forgiveness holds that key. But wait, why should you forgive? Isn't it easier to hold on to grudges? To nurse old wounds like treasured possessions? Sure, it might feel satisfying in the moment, but in the long run, it only weighs you down. Forgiveness, on the other hand, offers liberation, not just for the one you forgive, but for yourself. In this video, we promise to unravel the mysteries of forgiveness, offering valuable insights and practical advice. Together, we'll delve into the psychology behind forgiveness, uncovering its profound benefits for mental and emotional well-being. But that's not all. We'll also explore the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, which offers profound teachings on the nature of forgiveness and its role in achieving inner peace. Through ancient practices and modern research, we'll discover how forgiveness can pave the way for personal growth and spiritual evolution. So, whether you're grappling with past hurts or simply curious about the power of forgiveness, this video is for you. Join us on this journey as we unlock the secrets to forgiveness and embrace a life of compassion, healing, and freedom. And hey, let's aim for 1,000 likes, because together, we can spread the message of forgiveness far and wide. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven for more transformative content. Lesson 1: The nature of forgiveness. Understanding forgiveness is like unraveling a mystery of the heart. What does it truly mean to forgive? Why is it so important in our lives? Imagine carrying a heavy burden, like a sack of rocks, every day. That's what holding on to resentment and anger feels like. But forgiveness, it's like setting down that weight, feeling light and free. Think about a time when someone hurt you deeply. Maybe they betrayed your trust or said something hurtful. The pain lingers, festering inside. But forgiveness offers a way out of that darkness. It's not about letting the other person off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's a choice to let go of the past and make room for healing and growth. But it's not always easy. Sometimes it feels impossible to forgive, especially when the wounds are fresh. Yet, even in the midst of pain, forgiveness holds the power to transform. Consider this: holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only harms you in the end. But forgiveness, it's the antidote to that poison. It's a balm for the soul, soothing the ache of resentment. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting or condoning the hurtful actions of others. It's about releasing yourself from the grip of negativity. It's about reclaiming your power and refusing to let bitterness define your life. In forgiving, you choose love over hate, compassion over resentment. When you forgive, you break the cycle of pain and suffering. You create space for peace and reconciliation to enter your life. It's like opening a door to a brighter future, where joy and harmony abound. But forgiveness isn't just a one-time act. It's a journey, a process of letting go and moving forward. In the end, forgiveness is an act of self-love. It's about honoring your own worth and refusing to let past hurts define your present or future. So embrace the power of forgiveness. Set yourself free from the chains of resentment and bitterness. Open your heart to healing and transformation. Lesson 2: The psychological benefits of forgiveness. Forgiveness is like a balm for the soul, offering profound psychological benefits that can transform lives in remarkable ways. Imagine carrying the weight of resentment, anger, and bitterness on your shoulders. It's like dragging a heavy chain wherever you go, burdening your heart and mind. But forgiveness has the power to break those chains, liberating you from the shackles of negativity. When you forgive, you release yourself from the grip of past hurts and grievances. Instead of dwelling on painful memories, you choose to let go and move forward. This act of liberation brings immense relief, allowing you to experience inner peace and tranquility. Research in psychology has shown that forgiveness is strongly linked to improved mental health. Holding on to grudges can contribute to stress, anxiety, and depression. But when you forgive, you free yourself from the toxic emotions that weigh you down, leading to reduced stress levels and enhanced emotional well-being. Moreover, forgiveness fosters resilience in the face of adversity. It doesn't mean condoning or forgetting the wrongdoing, but rather, it's about refusing to let it define you. By forgiving, you reclaim your power and resilience, turning setbacks into opportunities for growth and transformation. Forgiveness also nurtures healthier relationships. When you harbor resentment towards others, it creates distance and hostility, poisoning the connection between you. But when you extend forgiveness, you open the door to reconciliation and healing, strengthening the bonds of love and understanding. Furthermore, practicing forgiveness cultivates empathy and compassion. It allows you to see beyond the actions of others and recognize their humanity. By understanding that everyone makes mistakes and deserves a chance for redemption, you foster a more compassionate worldview. Moreover, forgiveness is an act of self-love. When you forgive yourself for past mistakes and shortcomings, you acknowledge your inherent worthiness and embrace your journey with kindness and compassion. In addition, forgiveness enhances your overall well-being by promoting better physical health. Studies have shown that holding on to grudges can negatively impact your immune system, cardiovascular health, and even longevity. But when you forgive, you create space for healing and restoration, benefiting your body, mind, and spirit. Furthermore, forgiveness promotes personal growth and development. It challenges you to confront your own limitations and biases, encouraging introspection and self-reflection. Through the process of forgiveness, you evolve into a more empathetic, resilient, and compassionate individual. Moreover, forgiveness has ripple effects that extend beyond the self. When you forgive others, you inspire them to do the same, creating a ripple effect of healing and reconciliation in your community and beyond. In conclusion, forgiveness is a powerful tool for healing and transformation. By letting go of resentment and embracing compassion, you unlock a world of possibilities for growth, resilience, and inner peace. So, dare to forgive, and watch as the shackles of the past dissolve, paving the way for a brighter, more fulfilling future. Lesson 3: The Buddhist Perspective on Forgiveness. The Wisdom of Forgiveness. In the tranquil gardens of Buddhist philosophy, forgiveness stands as a pillar of wisdom and compassion. Picture a serene pond, its surface calm and reflective, mirroring the clouds above. This image encapsulates the essence of forgiveness in Buddhism, a serene acceptance that allows the heart to mirror the boundless compassion of the universe. Letting go of the past. In Buddhism, forgiveness begins with understanding the impermanent nature of existence. Just as a river flows ceaselessly, carrying away the debris of yesterday, forgiveness is about releasing the burdens of the past. It's acknowledging that holding on to grudges is akin to grasping at shadows. It only darkens the present moment. The heart of compassion. At the heart of Buddhist forgiveness lies compassion, both for oneself and for others. Imagine a lotus blooming in the muddy waters. Despite its surroundings, it radiates purity and grace. Similarly, forgiveness blossoms from the depths of compassion, offering solace and healing to all beings. Karma and liberation. Central to Buddhist teachings is the concept of karma, the law of cause and effect. Every action, every thought, leaves an imprint on the fabric of existence. Forgiveness, then, becomes a means of liberation, a way to untangle the knots of karmic entanglement and pave the path towards enlightenment. The Four Immeasurables. Buddhism extols the virtues of the Four Immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. Forgiveness, nestled within the embrace of compassion, embodies the essence of these immeasurables. It's a boundless wellspring of love that transcends barriers and unites all beings. The practice of metta, or loving-kindness meditation, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It involves cultivating an open-hearted attitude towards oneself and others, wishing all beings happiness and freedom from suffering. Forgiveness naturally arises from this practice, as the heart expands to embrace all beings with unconditional love. The middle way. In Buddhism, forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions or suppressing emotions. It's about finding the middle way, the balance between holding on to resentment and letting go too quickly. It's a gentle, yet steadfast, journey towards inner peace and reconciliation. The power of compassionate listening. A key aspect of forgiveness in Buddhism is compassionate listening. It's about creating a space of deep presence and understanding, where both parties can express themselves without judgment. Through compassionate listening, wounds are healed and relationships are transformed. The Bodhisattva path. In Mahayana Buddhism, the Bodhisattva path is the epitome of compassion and forgiveness. Bodhisattvas are beings who vow to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Forgiveness, in this context, becomes a sacred vow, a commitment to alleviate the suffering of all beings, no matter the cost. The endless cycle of samsara. Buddhism teaches that existence is characterized by the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, the cycle of samsara. Forgiveness breaks this cycle by freeing the heart from the shackles of resentment and hatred. It's a revolutionary act that transcends the boundaries of time and space. The ripple effect of forgiveness. In the vast ocean of interconnectedness, every act of forgiveness sends out ripples of healing and transformation. Just as a pebble creates concentric waves in a pond, forgiveness reverberates across the fabric of existence, touching hearts and inspiring others to embark on the path of compassion. Conclusion. In the tapestry of life, forgiveness is the golden thread that binds us all together. It's a sacred gift, one that opens the door to profound healing and liberation. As we journey through the labyrinth of existence, may we walk the path of forgiveness with open hearts and unwavering compassion. Lesson 4. Forgiveness in practice. Forgiveness isn't just a lofty idea. It's a practical tool for living a happier and more fulfilling life. But how do we actually put forgiveness into practice? Let's dive in and explore some simple yet powerful ways to incorporate forgiveness into your daily life. Imagine holding onto a heavy bag of stones. Each stone represents a grudge, a resentment, or a hurt. Carrying this bag around weighs you down, both physically and emotionally. Forgiveness is like setting down that bag of stones. It lightens your load and frees you to move forward with ease. One way to practice forgiveness is through self-reflection. Take some time to sit quietly and reflect on any resentments or grudges you're holding on to. Ask yourself why you're holding on to them and what purpose they serve. Often, we cling to negative emotions because we believe they protect us in some way. But in reality, they only hold us back. Another powerful practice is empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to understand where they're coming from. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that holding on to anger or resentment only hurts you in the end. By empathizing with others, you open the door to forgiveness. It's also important to remember that forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. It takes time and effort to let go of deeply ingrained resentments. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself to feel whatever emotions come up along the way. Practice gratitude as a way to cultivate forgiveness. Focus on the good things in your life rather than dwelling on past hurts. Gratitude shifts your perspective and helps you see the bigger picture. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist if you're struggling to forgive. Talking to someone who cares about you can provide valuable perspective and encouragement. Practice forgiveness not just towards others, but also towards yourself. We all make mistakes, and beating yourself up over them only perpetuates feelings of guilt and shame. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer to a friend. Remember that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Holding on to anger and resentment only poisons your own heart. By letting go of the past and embracing forgiveness, you free yourself to live a happier, more peaceful life. So, take a deep breath and let go of that heavy bag of stones. Embrace forgiveness as a daily practice and watch as it transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. Lesson 5. Overcoming obstacles to forgiveness. Forgiveness, the act of releasing resentment and anger towards someone who has wronged us, sounds simple in theory but can often be incredibly challenging in practice. Life throws us curveballs, and sometimes those curveballs come in the form of betrayal, hurt, or injustice. In these moments, forgiveness can feel like an impossible task, weighed down by the heaviness of our pain and anger. But what if I told you that forgiveness is not just about letting go of the past, but also about freeing yourself from its grip? Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a grudge or resentment you hold on to. The weight of that backpack slows you down, hinders your progress, and exhausts your spirit. Forgiveness is the act of unburdening yourself, of setting down that heavy load and walking forward with lightness and freedom. One of the biggest obstacles to forgiveness is the misconception that forgiving someone means condoning or excusing their behavior. But forgiveness is not about saying that what they did was okay. It's about acknowledging the hurt they caused you and choosing to let go of the resentment that holds you captive. It's about reclaiming your power and refusing to let someone else's actions dictate your emotional state. Another obstacle to forgiveness is the belief that by holding on to anger and resentment, we somehow maintain control or power over the person who wronged us. But in reality, holding on to these negative emotions only perpetuates our own suffering. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. True power lies in our ability to rise above the hurt and choose compassion over resentment. Fear can also be a significant barrier to forgiveness. We fear being vulnerable, opening ourselves up to the possibility of being hurt again. But by holding on to our pain, we inadvertently build walls around our hearts, closing ourselves off from the possibility of healing and connection. It takes courage to face our fears, to lean into vulnerability, and to trust that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness but of strength. Another obstacle to forgiveness is the belief that we don't deserve to be forgiven ourselves. We may carry guilt and shame for past mistakes, believing that we are unworthy of forgiveness or redemption. But just as we have the capacity to forgive others, we also have the capacity to forgive ourselves. Self-forgiveness is an essential part of the forgiveness process, allowing us to let go of shame and embrace our inherent worthiness. The cycle of resentment and revenge is another obstacle to forgiveness. When we've been wronged, our natural instinct may be to seek revenge, to make the other person pay for their actions. But revenge only perpetuates the cycle of violence and suffering, leaving us trapped in a never-ending cycle of anger and bitterness. Breaking free from this cycle requires us to transcend our primal instincts and choose the path of compassion and forgiveness. One of the most challenging obstacles to forgiveness is the pain of betrayal. When someone we trust betrays that trust, it can shatter our sense of security and leave us feeling raw and vulnerable. But holding on to resentment only prolongs our suffering and prevents us from healing. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or condoning the betrayal. It's about reclaiming our power and refusing to let someone else's actions define our worth. Another obstacle to forgiveness is the belief that it's a one-time event, that once we forgive someone, all our pain and anger will magically disappear. But forgiveness is a process, not a destination. It's a journey of healing and growth that unfolds over time. And just like any journey, it requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. The ego can also be a significant barrier to forgiveness. Our ego likes to hold on to grievances, to feed off the drama of conflict and resentment. But true forgiveness requires us to transcend our ego, to rise above petty grievances and embrace our shared humanity. It's about recognizing that we are all imperfect beings, capable of both great kindness and great harm. Another obstacle to forgiveness is the belief that we need an apology or acknowledgement from the person who wronged us in order to forgive them. But true forgiveness is not dependent on external validation. It's an internal process of letting go of resentment and choosing compassion. We don't forgive others for their sake. We forgive them for our own sake, to free ourselves from the prison of our own anger and resentment. Finally, one of the biggest obstacles to forgiveness is the belief that we're not worthy of love and compassion. We may carry deep-seated shame and self-loathing, believing that we're fundamentally flawed or unlovable. But forgiveness is not about deserving or earning love. It's about recognizing our inherent worthiness and embracing the truth that we are worthy of love and compassion, both from others and from ourselves. In conclusion, forgiveness is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It's a journey of healing and growth that requires courage, compassion, and self-compassion. By overcoming the obstacles to forgiveness, we can reclaim our power, heal our hearts, and create a brighter, more compassionate world for ourselves and others. Lesson 6: Cultivating Compassion and Forgiveness. In the vast garden of human emotions, compassion and forgiveness stand as the most beautiful flowers, emanating fragrance that soothes the soul and heals wounds that linger in the heart. Imagine a world where forgiveness flows freely, where compassion is the guiding light in every interaction. Such a world is not just a utopian dream, but a tangible reality waiting to be nurtured within each of us. Think about a time when someone's kindness touched you deeply, perhaps in a moment of vulnerability or despair. That simple act of compassion had the power to uplift your spirit, reminding you of the goodness that resides within humanity. Now, envision yourself as the bearer of such kindness, extending it to others who are in need of solace and understanding. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to inner strength and resilience. It liberates the forgiver from the shackles of resentment and bitterness, allowing them to reclaim their peace of mind and emotional well-being. By forgiving others, we release ourselves from the burden of carrying grudges and grievances, paving the way for healing and reconciliation. In the tapestry of human relationships, conflicts and misunderstandings are inevitable. Yet, it is through the practice of forgiveness that we mend the frayed threads and weave a stronger bond of understanding and empathy. Just as a gardener tends to delicate blooms with care and attention, so too must we nurture the seeds of compassion within our hearts, cultivating a garden where forgiveness blossoms abundantly. Compassion is the cornerstone of all spiritual traditions, guiding us to see beyond the surface of appearances and recognize the inherent dignity and worth of every being. It is the gentle hand that reaches out to lift others from the depths of despair, offering hope and solace in times of darkness. As we cultivate compassion within ourselves, we become beacons of light in a world that is often shrouded in shadows. The practice of forgiveness is not confined to grand gestures or dramatic displays of magnanimity. Rather, it is found in the small, everyday acts of kindness and understanding that we extend to ourselves and others. It is in the willingness to let go of resentment and embrace empathy, even in the face of adversity and injustice. True forgiveness is not conditional but unconditional, transcending the boundaries of ego and pride. It is the willingness to see beyond the faults and shortcomings of others, recognizing the common humanity that unites us all. In the words of the Buddha, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. As we journey through life's trials and tribulations, let us remember the transformative power of compassion and forgiveness. Let us cultivate these virtues within ourselves, sowing seeds of healing and reconciliation wherever we go. For in the end, it is not the scars of past hurts that define us, but the capacity to forgive and love unconditionally that truly sets us free. Lesson 7: Forgiveness and Personal Growth. Unlocking the door to personal growth begins with a key called forgiveness. Imagine this key as a tool that not only frees you from the chains of the past, but also empowers you to become the best version of yourself. Yes, it sounds magical, doesn't it? But in truth, forgiveness is a profound act that reshapes your inner landscape and propels you forward on your journey of self-discovery. Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads in your life, burdened by resentments and grudges that weigh heavy on your heart. It's like carrying a backpack filled with rocks wherever you go. But what if you could set down that backpack? What if you could release the weight of those grievances and walk with ease and lightness? Forgiveness offers you that liberation. It's like shedding an old skin to reveal a new, radiant self underneath. Consider this: when you hold on to anger and bitterness, you're not only harming others but also imprisoning yourself in a cycle of negativity. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. But forgiveness breaks that cycle. It's a healing balm that soothes the wounds of the past and allows you to reclaim your power in the present moment. Now, you might be thinking, but forgiveness is easier said than done, right? And you're absolutely correct. Forgiveness isn't about flipping a switch and suddenly feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. It's a process, a journey that requires courage, compassion, and patience. It's about acknowledging your pain and choosing to let go of it, not for anyone else's sake but for your own. Imagine this: forgiveness is like tending to a garden. It requires nurturing and care to bloom and flourish. And just like a garden, forgiveness requires you to cultivate the soil of your heart, pulling out the weeds of resentment and planting seeds of kindness and understanding. It's a gradual process, but with each act of forgiveness, you're watering the garden of your soul and allowing it to thrive. Think about this. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone else's behavior or pretending that what happened didn't hurt. It's about recognizing the humanity in both yourself and others, acknowledging that we're all imperfect beings capable of causing pain and seeking redemption. It's about extending grace not because it's deserved but because it's needed for your own healing and growth. Imagine this: forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness but of strength. It takes courage to confront your pain, to confront those who have wronged you, and to choose the path of forgiveness instead of retaliation. It's a radical act of self-love that empowers you to break free from the chains of victimhood and reclaim your power. Consider this: forgiveness isn't a one-time event but a lifelong practice. Just as you wouldn't expect a single workout session to transform your body, you can't expect a single act of forgiveness to erase years of hurt and resentment. It's about making a commitment to yourself, to show up each day with an open heart and a willingness to let go of the past. Now, you might be wondering, how do I begin this journey of forgiveness? And the answer is simple: start with yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, for the times you've fallen short, for the moments when you've allowed fear and anger to cloud your judgment. Self-forgiveness is the foundation upon which all other forgiveness is built. Picture this: as you extend forgiveness to yourself, you create a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. Your capacity for compassion and understanding grows, creating deeper connections and fostering a sense of unity and belonging. It's like casting a stone into a pond and watching as the ripples spread outward, touching every shore. Imagine this: forgiveness isn't about erasing the past but rewriting the future. It's about reclaiming your power, embracing your humanity, and stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. So, let go of the past, forgive yourself and others, and embrace the journey of personal growth with an open heart and a spirit of compassion. Lesson 8: Forgiveness in interpersonal relationships. Forgiveness in our relationships can often feel like a complex dance, where hurt and healing take center stage. Picture this: you and a friend have had a falling out. Maybe it was a misunderstanding or a disagreement that spiraled out of control. Regardless, tension hangs in the air like a thick fog, and communication feels strained, almost impossible. But what if there was a way to cut through that fog, to mend what's broken, and to emerge stronger together? Think about a time when someone close to you hurt you deeply. It might have been a betrayal, a breach of trust, or simply words spoken in anger. The pain lingers, gnawing at your heart, and the idea of forgiveness might seem out of reach. But here's the thing: forgiveness isn't about condoning the hurtful actions of others. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain. Imagine a world where forgiveness flows freely in our relationships. A world where instead of holding onto grudges and resentments, we choose to extend compassion and understanding. It's not always easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. By letting go of past hurts, we create space for love, connection, and growth to flourish. Consider the ripple effect of forgiveness. When we forgive others, we break the cycle of pain and resentment. We pave the way for healing and reconciliation, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of those around us. Our capacity to forgive has the power to transform not only our relationships, but the world at large. Now, let's delve into the practical side of forgiveness in interpersonal relationships. It starts with a willingness to let go of our ego, to set aside our pride, and to approach the situation with an open heart and mind. This doesn't mean we're excusing or forgetting what happened. Rather, it's a conscious choice to release the grip of bitterness and embrace the possibility of reconciliation. Communication is key. Honest, heartfelt dialogue can bridge the divide between two estranged souls. It requires vulnerability, courage, and a willingness to listen with empathy. By sharing our feelings and truly hearing the other person's perspective, we create a foundation for understanding and healing. But what if the other person isn't ready to forgive? It's a common dilemma, but remember, forgiveness is ultimately a personal journey. We can't control how others respond, but we can choose to release ourselves from the shackles of resentment. By focusing on our own healing and growth, we empower ourselves to navigate the complexities of relationships with grace and resilience. In the end, forgiveness isn't just a gift we give to others. It's a gift we give to ourselves. It's a path to inner peace, liberation, and wholeness. So, as we navigate the highs and lows of our relationships, let's remember the transformative power of forgiveness. Let's choose love over hate, understanding over judgment, and compassion over bitterness. Together, we can build a world where forgiveness reigns supreme and where healing and reconciliation abound. Lesson 9: Forgiveness and Healing. The power of healing. Imagine carrying a heavy burden on your shoulders every day, a weight that drains your energy and dims your joy. This burden is the pain of past wounds, the hurt caused by others' actions or our own mistakes. But what if there was a way to lighten this load, to release the grip of resentment and anger? That's the transformative power of forgiveness. It's not just about letting go of the past. It's about freeing ourselves from its grip and opening up to healing and renewal, breaking the chains. Forgiveness breaks the chains that bind us to the past. When we hold on to grudges and resentment, we're trapped in a cycle of pain and suffering. But forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to freedom. It allows us to break free from the prison of the past and step into a future filled with possibility and hope. It's a choice to reclaim our power and take control of our own lives. Healing the heart. Forgiveness is like a soothing balm for the wounded heart. It has the power to mend the deepest of wounds and restore inner peace. When we forgive, we release the toxic emotions that poison our souls and create space for love and compassion to flourish. It's a process of healing that begins from within and radiates outwards, touching every aspect of our lives. Embracing compassion. Forgiveness is an act of compassion, both towards others and ourselves. It's about seeing the humanity in those who have wronged us and recognizing our own imperfections. When we forgive, we acknowledge the shared humanity that binds us all together, regardless of our differences. It's a gesture of kindness that has the power to transform relationships and foster deeper connections. Healing relationships. Forgiveness is the cornerstone of healthy relationships. It allows us to let go of past hurts and move forward with open hearts and minds. When we forgive others, we create space for reconciliation and healing. It's a gift that we give not only to others but also to ourselves, as it frees us from the burden of resentment and anger. Restoring trust. Forgiveness is essential for rebuilding trust in relationships. When we forgive, we show our willingness to let go of the past and start anew. It's a courageous act that requires vulnerability and humility, but it's also incredibly liberating. Forgiveness allows us to create a foundation of trust and mutual respect, paving the way for deeper and more meaningful connections. Letting go of pain. Forgiveness is about letting go of the pain of the past. It's a conscious decision to release ourselves from the grip of resentment and anger. When we forgive, we're not condoning the actions of others. We're simply choosing to no longer be defined by them. It's a radical act of self-love and self-respect that empowers us to reclaim our own narrative and rewrite our story. Finding peace. Forgiveness leads to inner peace. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance that allows us to make peace with our past and embrace the present moment. When we forgive, we let go of the need to control outcomes and surrender to the flow of life. It's a profound shift in perspective that brings about a sense of calm and serenity. Healing the body. Forgiveness is not just good for the soul, it's also good for the body. Studies have shown that harboring resentment and anger can have detrimental effects on our physical health, leading to increased stress levels and a weakened immune system. But when we forgive, we release the toxic emotions that are holding us back and create space for healing to occur. It's a holistic approach to well-being that nurtures both body and soul. Transforming pain into purpose. Forgiveness has the power to transform pain into purpose. When we forgive, we're not just letting go of the past. We're also reclaiming our power and turning our wounds into wisdom. It's a journey of self-discovery and growth that allows us to transcend our limitations and embrace our true potential. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and resilience. Embracing the journey. The journey of forgiveness is not always easy, but it's always worth it. It requires courage, patience, and perseverance, but the rewards are immeasurable. When we forgive, we reclaim our power and take control of our own destiny. It's a journey of self-discovery and transformation that leads to greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. So let go of the past, embrace the present, and step into a future filled with possibility and promise. Lesson 10: Forgiveness and Spiritual Evolution. Forgiveness isn't just a simple act of letting go. It's a profound journey towards spiritual evolution. Picture your soul as a garden, where seeds of resentment and grudges hinder its growth. Forgiveness becomes the gentle rain that nurtures this garden, allowing seeds of love, compassion, and understanding to flourish. Imagine a world where forgiveness reigns supreme. It's a world where hearts are lighter, burdens are lifted, and souls are set free. This vision isn't just a utopian dream. It's a tangible reality within our grasp, waiting for us to embrace the transformative power of forgiveness. When we forgive, we release ourselves from the shackles of the past. We break free from the cycle of pain and suffering, opening ourselves to a brighter future filled with peace and joy. Forgiveness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a testament to our strength and resilience as human beings. The journey of forgiveness is a deeply spiritual one, transcending the boundaries of religion and belief systems. It's a universal truth that speaks to the core of our humanity, reminding us of our interconnectedness and shared journey towards enlightenment. In the journey of spiritual evolution, forgiveness serves as a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. It invites us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Forgiveness is a sacred practice that aligns us with the divine nature of the universe. It's an expression of unconditional love and compassion, mirroring the boundless grace of the cosmos. Through forgiveness, we connect with the infinite wisdom and compassion that resides within each of us. The path of forgiveness is paved with humility and grace. It requires us to set aside our ego and surrender to the greater wisdom of the universe. In this surrender, we find liberation and inner peace, transcending the limitations of our individual selves. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting or condoning the actions of others. It's about reclaiming our power and reclaiming our sovereignty. It's about choosing love over fear, compassion over resentment, and understanding over judgment. As we embark on the journey of forgiveness, we become vessels of healing and transformation. Our willingness to forgive becomes a beacon of light, illuminating the path for others to follow. In this way, forgiveness becomes a collective journey towards healing and wholeness. The journey of forgiveness is a sacred dance between the past, present, and future. It's a journey of reclaiming our stories, rewriting our narratives, and embracing the infinite possibilities of the present moment. In the tapestry of life, forgiveness is the golden thread that binds us all together. It's a timeless reminder of our shared humanity and interconnectedness, transcending the boundaries of time and space. As we cultivate forgiveness in our hearts, we become channels of divine grace and unconditional love. We become instruments of peace, spreading light and healing wherever we go. In this way, forgiveness becomes a sacred practice of service and devotion to the greater good. The journey of forgiveness isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. It's a journey of reclaiming our power and reclaiming our humanity. It's a journey of liberation, redemption, and ultimate transformation. In the grand tapestry of existence, forgiveness is the masterpiece that brings harmony and balance to the universe. It's a symphony of love and compassion, weaving together the threads of our shared destiny. As we embrace the power of forgiveness, we become co-creators of a new reality, one where love reigns supreme and miracles abound. It's a reality where forgiveness is not just a choice but a way of life, a sacred path towards spiritual evolution. So let us embark on this journey of forgiveness together, hand in hand, heart to heart. Let us release the past and embrace the present moment with open arms. For in forgiveness, we find the key to our spiritual evolution and the gateway to our truest selves. Together, let us pave the way for a world filled with compassion, understanding, and unconditional love. A world where forgiveness is not just a virtue but a way of being. This is our collective journey towards spiritual evolution, and it begins with the simple act of forgiveness. Conclusion: embracing the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't just a noble concept or a lofty ideal. It's a transformative force that has the power to reshape our lives in profound ways. As we conclude our journey through the depths of forgiveness, let's reflect on the extraordinary potential it holds. Imagine a world where grudges and resentment are replaced with compassion and understanding. A world where we let go of the burdens of anger and find freedom in forgiveness. This is the world that forgiveness invites us to create, and it all begins with a simple choice. Choosing forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning hurtful actions. Instead, it's a courageous act of liberation, a decision to release ourselves from the chains of bitterness and reclaim our inner peace. By forgiving others, we give ourselves the gift of healing. We release the toxic emotions that poison our hearts and minds, allowing love and joy to flow freely once more. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. It's a journey of self-discovery and growth, a path that leads us towards greater empathy, resilience, and wisdom. As we embrace forgiveness, we open ourselves up to the possibility of deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. We let go of the past and embrace the present moment with open arms. Through forgiveness, we honor our own humanity and the humanity of others. We recognize that we are all flawed beings, capable of both great harm and great compassion. Forgiveness isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice, a daily commitment to choosing love over fear, understanding over judgment, and empathy over resentment. As we cultivate forgiveness in our lives, we become beacons of light in a world that can sometimes seem dark and divided. We inspire others to choose forgiveness and create ripple effects of healing and reconciliation that extend far beyond ourselves. So let us embrace the power of forgiveness with open hearts and willing spirits. Let us choose compassion over condemnation, understanding over anger, and forgiveness over resentment. Together, let us weave a tapestry of forgiveness, a tapestry that celebrates our shared humanity and honors the inherent dignity of every soul. May we always remember that forgiveness is not just something we do for others. It's something we do for ourselves. It's the key that unlocks the door to true freedom and inner peace. So let us forgive freely, love deeply, and live fully, knowing that in forgiveness, we find our greatest strength and our truest selves. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and transformation. Until we meet again, may you walk in the light of forgiveness and peace.